Here we are.
Hola.
Weezus live.
Coming to you live.
Direct in effect.
From the Murphy Cave.
From the Murphy Cave?
The Murphy Cave.
Did you call this the Murphy Cave?
It's a cave, and it's mine, and
it's yours.
So
I thought it'd be like something a little more.
The Murph Cave. There you cut off something. So
Murph Cave.
Murph Cave. Murph is one syllable. You gotta cut cave down. This cave down.
Muck. Just muck.
Yay,
more Monaco!
Yes. We will be doing a Monaco cast again tonight. A little different flavor of the game than our expert look at the game last time, our 4-player match with what could only be described as handicapped people. No offense to handicapped people, as they could probably play Monaco better
than we did last time. No, I would completely 100% agree with you there. Yeah, we're going to try to provide you guys with more of an in-depth look at the game. Shawn, who is definitely the resident expert, I have a little chance to look at the game some more and see what it's about. But I will also be learning a little bit as we go along. And so you guys can learn as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Tonight what I'm going to be doing, we're going to play some solo Monaco. You're going to see the single player and how it works, which is definitely a very different dynamic. And really our goal with this is we're not going to be speedrunning the missions. I kind of want to show what a lot of the different triggers do. When you speedrun on a level, just like in most games, you do miss out on some content in each of the stages. So, last time I felt like while it was a lot of fun and we had a lot of good laughs, I want to make sure that we get a good idea, what Monaco is all about. So I'm going to be running through what is most likely the first 2/3 of the campaign. We're going to see how well that goes, and then we might do some of the boss missions to sort of show the differences between the two stages. We'll kind of compare and contrast some of the boss stages. That's sort of how we do things at Substance TV. We're a little more interested in showing you the ins and outs of the game.
Right, and how it plays, and that's the thing too. I'll be fielding some more of the questions. We got the chat right up here, and of course it's right in the cast itself. So if you guys have any questions about the game, as Shawn's playing along, I'll field them, and we'll take it to help everybody understand the game a little bit better.
Yeah. We will also have some of the pros, some of the guys who have been playing for quite a bit in the beta. They're also going to be helping out with questions as they pop into the chat. So if we can't get to them, if I can't answer them, you definitely can find them there. We'll also hopefully have them dropping links in.
Hey, Spock. Yes, for the moment we've got quite a few folks in here, so they'll be coming as the time goes along. We started this an hour earlier. Usually we do this at 10, so we wanted to start an hour earlier for those folks who went to bed earlier or in a different time zone to give them a chance to watch.
Yeah, it's a little earlier cast tonight, so I hope that doesn't inconvenience anybody. But we will be running until 11 o'clock on this. Our main event, the Monaco cast.
The main event, the Monaco cast.
So those guys that still come in at 10, they should be good. And then afterwards, we're going to be doing a fun little just kickback kind of thing.
Kickback, chill. It's Saturday night. I got my 7-Up. You've got your...
I'm drinking IBC root beer.
Ooh,
or cream soda.
Cream soda. Wow,
So,
we are really rocking it, man.
Excellent.
4 a.m. here, so don't worry. Wow.
There you go.
That is dedication right there, sir. That is dedication.
Excellent. Well, we'll go ahead and give it a couple more minutes just to let everybody kind of funnel in. But so, what do you know about Monaco?
Well, of course, from the last time we played, and then from the experience that I had at PAX this year. The idea behind Monaco, for me, is really interesting because I think it brings back the idea of true co-op. What I would like to get to know more and better as we go along playing this is the fact that Monaco allows you to actually cooperate with people in a real meaningful way. In the fact that depending on your stats, depending on your classes, it really does affect the mission. And you really have to get good at every individual mission and every individual characteristics of your class, making sure how they complement each other is a real key feature, and it's something I'd like to learn more about because I did watch some videos of some people doing some co-op runs, and I mean, there are some guys that are just like, they're syncopated on like this whole wavelength, man, that I'm not even on, and one guy's over here doing this, another guy's doing this. It perfectly trips this thing to this, and I'm just like, okay, you guys are in this zone that I am not even in. I can't even get in that realm. So,
absolutely, yeah. Well, one of the good things we're going to take a look at also is the leaderboard system. I kind of want to show off why these people are so hell-bent on getting those top scores. You know, how does that translate, you know? So I want to look at some of the options and the different things that you can do inside Monaco. I think that'll be kind of a nice look. A lot of people have shown gameplay, but we haven't really taken a look at a lot of the menus and the options that you have. So while we wait, let's go through some menus.
Okay, let's do it.
So first of all, you have your play options. It's going to let you go through your campaigns. The options menu actually has quite a bit of interesting things. Your controls, they are set. You don't really have a lot of control in that, adjusting them, but I personally have not found anything I would prefer somewhere else. So it works really well, but you do have also keyboard mouse controls.
You
don't have to do a controller, but I don't know, there's a lot of guys that swear by the keyboard mouse setting, but I personally swear by the controller. It's very hard to do both on keyboard mouse. In the settings, you do have quite a bit as well. You can adjust full screen, change your lighting qualities and everything. It's not a super intensive game, but it does have some scaling to you. So if there is maybe some busy things that you don't like, you can fix that. One cool thing I liked a lot was Colorblind Mode. It'll actually change some of the color. So if somebody, because a lot of the game is very color focused,
right.
A lot of color cues. So it'll change. It tweaks the game very slightly to make it a little more easy for
people who are colorblind.
That might have red green color blinds or you know, stuff like that. So it's a pretty awesome setting there. Another interesting thing is the share vision. Okay, this is something you'll see maybe a little more once we play multiplayer, and it'll make more sense to you. But you know, in Monaco, where the basically your fog of war, which you can see, it changes dynamically as you move. Well, if you're playing multiplayer on the same screen or across the internet, and you have share vision on, then it shows basically everybody's vision. Okay, but you could turn that off and have a better idea of who exactly sees you and what they're capable of seeing.
Okay, I see.
So you can adjust that setting too, which is pretty awesome. I definitely think that's
so you have it turned off.
I have it turned off just right now, but I mean it doesn't really matter per se. I think that having it turned on is definitely more of an advanced setting. Once people really understand aggro bubbles and stuff like that, that'll change that quite a bit. So so there's those. The leaderboards are pretty awesome. Monaco is very focused on time attack, your score and your time attack. So in every stage, you have coins littered throughout the stage, and your objective is to collect all those coins and finish the stage as fast as you can. And for every coin that you miss, it's going to add 10 seconds to your total time. So if you finish at 4 minutes, you miss 6 coins, you're now at 5 minutes. Now that does play into speedruns because some coins might be so far out of the way that it's not worth it. So you want to take that into account. However, here you're going to be able to see exactly what all the scores were in the areas, just sort of like what you would come to expect.
Right.
But it's nice because you're going to be able to see the amount of coins somebody got in the stage. So you can see, well, this guy has this top score. Well, you can get a hint maybe as to how he did it. You know,
did he do it by a better time or did he do it by a better coin run?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the leaderboards, I think, are going to get pretty heated. And this function is also available on the 360 version as far as I know.
And both versions are going to come out at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very cool.
I don't know if any other platforms have been announced yet, but I know that they've been talked about, sort of. So
I'd imagine having it on the PS3 would just make sense as far as...
I want it on Wii U.
That'd be awesome.
I think a Wii version and a Vita version would work really well. The Vita screen would fit it great. Both of those systems, I think, above all, would definitely really appreciate it. So so we're gonna go ahead and play. We'll do the tutorial stage so everybody can kind of get an idea,
what's going on,
get a feel. Are our levels okay? Can you guys hear the game good?
Yeah, that's what we want to know. We want to get our levels for our audio in the game and our.
Can you hear us? Can you hear the game? Let us know.
Let us know what you can hear.
And while that happens, I'm going to start.
Okay.
So you have a bunch of different classes. You'll unlock them through the storyline. There's 2 different storylines. The first campaign is through the eyes of one character, and then the second campaign is sort of, well, I don't want to ruin it.
Just let us
yes,
play
but in the second campaign, you have all the characters unlocked right from the get-go. But in this one, you have to unlock them as we go. So we'll go ahead and start with...
Loud and clear. I don't know how fortunate that makes us. That makes you amazingly fortunate, Soggy Pronoun.
Especially if you were tuned in for our last one with our technical difficulties.
Yes. We have worked out all our technical difficulties. We started on time. We started an hour early.
That's right, we did.
Look at us.
Early to bed, early to rise.
Jeez.
So every character in Monaco has distinct obvious advantages and subtle advantages. So right away they're going to have like a base ability that makes them very different from the other characters. You have the lookout who can see.
You need to hear the game.
Oh, can you not hear the game? That's weird.
Okay, well we can change that. You can change just alt tab out of that.
Wait, hold on. They said they can hear it.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so so you have the lookout who can actually see even enemies that aren't on the screen, like within your vision.
Right.
You'll see the symbols of what they are moving around, which is cool. The pickpocket who has a pet monkey who will actually take off and move around. And
I say last time when we were playing this, I was seeing you go through certain areas and you weren't having to hit coins as tightly because the monkey was going up and down, left and right, picking them up for you, which is really advantageous for some runs.
Exactly. Yeah, the cleaner is kind of cool. He actually, when coming from behind somebody or within like a smoke bomb, he can knock them out with like chloroform, which is awesome. It's a short buff. Like short knockdown,
right?
But it can really help out, especially if you just got that one guard that's kind of keeping track or sort of screwing everything up. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let me get the okay. The Locksmith is kind of the more vanilla, the Mario if you were in Mario Kart.
The Mario if you were okay.
He's just very fast at unlocking doors, anything that's a lock. Which is really important, like saves or the doors, because that is one of the things you're going to see the most. They also have subtle abilities. They're gonna some guys can like move through stairways faster, or move through vents faster, or they can heal people or resurrect them faster. And you don't really get those as obvious changes. You sort of have to learn that as you play. And I think that's kind of an important one to learn as you go, for sure. But we're going to start with the Locksmith. He is sort of the vanilla, like I said. And we're going to do the base stage. So the controls in this game are very simple. You have an action button, and then you have your analog stick. It is a twin stick, so you can use your second stick to actually control your vision. So like I can be moving in one direction, looking in another direction, or you can spin around like a retard while you walk.
Well, yeah, that's helpful too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing.
So it's pretty simple. However, almost every event in this game is done by just pushing against it. Okay, so if you have a problem, you want to unlock a door, you want to break in or hack something, you just push against it, and the minute you do, a timer will start. Once it's filled, you've completed the task. So it's pretty simple. I think just about anybody can pick the game up for sure. This is that fog of war we were talking about. There's two different kinds. You're gonna see an area I've been in before is replaced with like a schematic. It'll have like a label.
Where it's at.
You'll have a label of what it is, and it'll actually also show coins that you've missed. So that's pretty good.
Okay.
Your second is just the solid black. That's an area you've never been to before. So it's important just to differentiate those two as much as you can. There's also a sneak. You can go ahead and hold down the left trigger to move slowly. This will definitely affect what people can hear. And if you get a disguise, which I'll explain later, it slows down the time that you lose, before you lose your disguise.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and finish this area, and you'll kind of get the idea of what we're doing. So like I said, the objective of every stage is to find a certain number of objects. They're very distinct objects, crown jewels or dental records or what have yous, and then get all the coins and loot. And you want to try and find the fastest way you can do that. So like here's a situation where I could just go trip these alarms, which would be, it would cause a lot, it'd be the rough way to go through.
Right.
Or you can also, everything is wired up. It's all in one large, system. So like I can hit this power system and we'll kill all the lights. And that's going to help you in a couple ways, but it's also going to shut off all the systems for a little bit. So you can take advantage of that time. And there are a lot of areas where you need to weigh the option. Maybe just running through it is the best option.
It'll be the fastest to get you the best time and the most coins.
Absolutely, absolutely. You also have these bushes, which work as you'd think. They basically hide you. If an enemy is fully alarmed to you, though, and then you get in a bush, he definitely knows you're there.
Right.
He'll just beat you to death in the bush.
He's beaten this the bush, man. That's the worst.
Yeah, beaten to death in a bush.
Oh, gosh.
So doorways that you could move through, they look on the blueprint like that. You can see this one right here. And then there's also windows you can go through, and they'll have a symbol on them. So like something like this, you can't go through. It shows you right away, but it also doesn't have that symbol on the blueprint. So it's pretty easy to pick up what you can go through and what you can't. So now we're going to talk about the aggro levels of the guards. This is kind of interesting, and it's very visual cued. So think of this sort of like Metal Gear Solid, or almost like the rest of the game, how the timer fills up.
Right, exactly.
So as an enemy sees you, their timer is going to fill up. It'll initially appear as just a question mark, and it will slowly fill up. You can see as I get kind of near him, he's getting a little question mark over his head. But if I stand in front of him, it's going to fill up. And once it fills up all the way, it'll turn red, change into an exclamation point, and now this guy is fully aware of where I'm going. He's listening, he's following my footprints, and so it's going to take me a little bit to get away from him. So if I come around here, maybe hop in this bush, at this point he's going to stop at the last point he saw me, which is signified on the map actually. Let me go ahead and pull him again, and you'll see that as I move, exclamation points are going to be left on the map, and that's the last point that he knows where I was. You see that white exclamation point? That's where he's going to go look. And you can definitely tell a lot by the conversations that they have in the game. You're going to be able to listen to them while they are speaking French. You'll get cues. You can tell that they're talking with each other, or that they've lost interest in you.
So do you have an advantage if you speak French?
I don't think you'd have an incredible advantage, no.
You don't think so? Well,
no.
That may be the secret to the game.
You'll tell if they're yelling at you that they don't like you. So
that's
it's
bad.
not really an interest.
There is no in the middle in this game.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and finish this one off. This is a very simple stage. They get a lot more complex than this. This is the first aid. I guess we could explain the little rings that are on my character right now. That would probably be a good call. So the blue ring, which will change on color based off of what character you're playing as, is your health. It's sectioned off. I don't remember how many health blocks you have at any given point right off the top of my head, but you get the idea. So if I wanted to heal, I would just push against this. When the bar fills up, I will have healed back up. So it's pretty simple there. Actually, you know what? I'll just let this guy beat on me real quick, and we will do that. So in a stage, in multiplayer, if you go down, you die, then the other people can come and revive you. Okay? But everybody has to be alive before the stage can be completed. Now if you die in single player, which we'll go ahead and do real quick, you're going to see that you'll get to come back. You have 4 lives to complete a stage with. You'll appear on the same floor that you were on with everything already completed that you already had. But you will have to start at the entrance that you came through. So that can be to your advantage sometimes. Maybe you don't want to fight all the way back through a floor.
Right. Well, I see a lot of people too, and what you were doing through some of the plays was playing as somebody and then purposely dying in a certain area so that you could then become a specific character that would get you through an area faster.
Absolutely. I'll show you, I won't do it as expertly as some of the other guys have, but I'll show you an advantage of that in the bank level. I'll sort of show you how that works. Okay. So I'm going to show you the advantage of this guy. This is the cleaner, and as I said, he can chloroform people. So this guy's going to think that he's looking for me right there, but unfortunately he's not going to find me. And he's knocked out. So you can see the Z's over his head, and it does give a little rumble. So force feedback is definitely really useful for that. We're going to go ahead and just push through, unlock the gate, and now as long as I get out of here before he kills me, I've succeeded. So we're good. Okay, at that point, it's going to count up your time, which was abysmal, but you know, understandably. It's going to see how many coins you had, and then it will add to your total. We cleaned it out. We did it. So you're going to see right there that I unlocked a level. Okay. Well, the interesting thing about that is that you're not only unlocking the campaign you're in, but you're also going to be unlocking the boss stages. Okay. And we're going to show you the difference in boss stages after this next stage.
Okay.
So there is definitely a clear narrative in this game. It's really cool, especially once you've combined it with the narrative of the second.
So this is just thrown on top, like some kind of one-player, multiplayer game. They just threw it on top to...
No, absolutely not. It is a very interesting story, so it's pretty awesome.
Chlorophyll, my kind of guy. Always bring it to your dates? Well, you know, you never know.
But we don't want to show the story because, you know, you'll see that when you
ruin it for people.
So this level introduces you to sub-weapons, which are awesome. There's a ton of different weapons. I shouldn't call them weapons. They're more sub-items. Because a lot of them don't do anything offensively. They're very defensive abilities. But the first one they give you is a shotgun. So you push against it, and then you have an item. Now, when you first get a sub-item, you're going to get one charge in it right away. Okay? For every 10 coins that you pick up, you're going to get another charge. And you can actually pool those charges. You'll see that white ring around me is filling up. And I get an extra one. You can hit the A button to pull up all of your information and see again. Well, this is how many I have. Very important when you're doing a speed run. You want to know exactly how many points you have left. So we're going to clean out a little bit of this. Now, your sub-weapon, as far as the shotgun goes, is awesome because you can twin stick it. Think like Smash TV or something.
Okay,
so I could be walking in one direction and firing in the other direction. And you'll just... all the sub-weapons are triggered by the right trigger.
Okay.
Okay, so it's pretty simple. This level also introduces some interesting things. You have to worry about other animals and things in the area. Like if I come over here and aggro these birds, it'll cause his attention to be drawn. So you want to keep them out for like cats and stuff like that because they will ruin your parade. This man thinks he's going to get somewhere with me, but I'm just going to turn and blam, he's down.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's certainly dead. He's
Absolutely.
dead, and you're dancing on his dead body.
Well, it's a party.
Necessary.
Now, you don't think that just because he's dead, he's down for the count. A lot of stages, especially later on in the game, there'll be paramedics, and even just the normal civilians in the stage will be able to come and resurrect somebody. So you want to be really careful with that.
Wow.
The only way to permanently kill somebody is with C4. I missed a coin back there. Oh well. These aren't supposed to be true blue runs anyway. So we're going to go ahead and clean out these areas. Now keep in mind too, if we were playing multiplayer, this is definitely a good point to start dividing and conquering. You can split up into certain areas. And in local multiplayer, the game will actually zoom out in relation, so you can see everything on the level, and everybody's doing their own thing.
So is there a kind of advantage to online multiplayer having your own screen then?
Yes and no. I personally think that, and this is just maybe me metaing, how the community is going to go.
Right.
But I think that this is a window. That's the icon for a window, so you find it like that. But I think that local multiplayer is going to have an obvious advantage, especially considering that you do share a screen, so you can see when a player misses a coin or something. You can right away go, "Hey, you missed that,"
right? And
you can like point at it or something. It's also going to be really good for. I gotta go all the way around. I thought there was an opening on this side. There is on the boss level. I'll show you that. But there is the advantage in online multiplayer of having your own screen. You don't have to worry about it zooming out and everything. People with small televisions are definitely going to have an issue. I killed both those guys.
Man.
You didn't even see it coming.
All they do is just try to guard a little coinage.
Now keep in mind too that while I think that people are naturally going to want to try and pick up all the coins.
Right.
That's not necessarily what you have to do. You just really have to find the object and leave the stage. So some stages you may seem like, wow, this is a really easy stage, but really all you're doing is just grabbing the item and leaving. I think the true challenge and what is, I personally feel like an acceptable way to play is to try and collect as much money as you can.
Right.
So this is, as I said before, this is storyline oriented, and you do unlock characters as you go, and we're about to unlock our first character. This is the Mole, and he is my personal favorite. The Mole is literally just breaks the game. I mean, literally breaks the game.
You can break through walls.
Yes, you push against a wall, and there's only one type of wall that cannot be broken. But other than that, you can just take off. You can really redesign a stage. So if there's an obstruction, man, I gotta go all the way around this area. Or if I just had this mole, I could bust through like 2 points and get in. Bam. That's how you do it. So I love the mole, and I think that a lot of multiplayer teams are going to find that the mole is an absolutely necessary for speedrunning. Just having at least one in their party is really going to significantly...
Well, I can see that happening to where the mole could actually unlock exits, unlock secret passageways to get through to the end of the level quicker as everybody else is trying to get the money, and then he's essentially just the guide path to put them through a certain area quicker.
Exactly. So we've unlocked the mole. Now the mole is playable from henceforth. But we also, I'm kind of playing on the beta version, so we get to take a look at all the stages.
Oh, nice.
But we're going to go ahead and jump into the boss version of that very same stage.
Okay.
Now, some levels are a lot different than the original stage, and some of them are just a unique variation on the original stage. But this is the Sound of Violence. Now, you're going to see that I have access to all the characters, okay? But we're not gonna look at those characters yet.
They don't count. We don't even see them.
We don't see them
there.
We're going to take a look at the Pickpocket, who is definitely the MVP of this stage. Now, while every character is obviously capable of completing a stage, you're going to see throughout this game characters that have a clear advantage.
Well, especially on the leaderboards, I was seeing there are certain characters before you got into the level that will say, you know, there was one of them that was pickpocket, somebody else pickpocket.
Yeah. So you're going to see that that's the case in a lot of stages, certain characters. And speedrunners are right there. You can see exactly what I was saying.
Well, what's a little red guy behind?
The red guy means that run, and this guy and I are sort of notorious for planned, we call them strategic deaths, which is what we're talking about. This guy will actually die off and then pull another character. And that character has unique advantages that sort of help with the run. So we're going to go ahead and start the run. Now, like I said, the monkey actually will collect in vicinity. You don't really have control over the monkey, and I think that players are going to write this character off kind of early on because it's very hard to manipulate the monkey to do what you want. But once you learn sort of its AoE and like its aggro logic to different coins and the patterns it'll take, I think that the pickpocket is a necessary choice. So this level really is meant to force you into bloodshed. That's why it was called the Sound of Violence, you know. So you're going to see me killing a lot of people, and you're going to wonder, well, this is a sneaking game. Well, don't worry, we'll get to a lot of sneaking stages. I have a sneaking suspicion.
It's simply TLO. Oh god, I manipulate my monkey all the time. Wait, what are we talking about?
So again, this is the boss level of the previous stage. You can see it definitely follows the same themes, but you're going to see a lot of differences both in enemy placement, whole level design, like safe havens that were originally there are going to be completely gone or replaced with surprises. Like in this stage, as I said before, I was expecting this opening over here, which is not there in the original version. So you can't assume that you can go straight to a boss level with what you knew from the previous stage. So you're gonna have to replan it. They really truly are different levels, you know.
You're pretty good there, man. You're pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really trying to speedrun the levels,
right,
for sure. This is not the ideal path. This is not the ideal.
So how long does it take you, like in a given level, or does it just depend on the level, to really perfect a level?
Oh, that definitely varies quite a bit. It can depend on a lot of key factors, especially just the random elements of a stage. The coins they sort of will spawn in specific areas, but they're definitely randomized. There will be whole rooms that you go into that had coins every other time that you will not have coins anymore. So you can't count on anything. So there are specific routes, but there aren't. You know what I mean? You have to have a lot of flexibility in your speedruns, which I think is going to challenge speedrunners of this game quite a bit.
Well, because when you think of a normal speedrun, you have everything set out just as you want it. You can just keep on doing that repetitiously, whereas this game, it still brings in... the idea I like about it is it still does bring in a certain level of randomization, which doesn't always allow you to be perfect 100% of the time.
Yeah, it's chaotic.
You still have to think on your feet, you still have to be able to change things up on the fly. Because then otherwise I think it's all written memorization. And I think that adds a certain level of challenge that you're not always guaranteed that you have everything just at a certain spot.
Oh, I agree. It's that's why I really see this game having a lot of potential for that. But there are, especially in the earlier stages, there are very obvious correct paths. You know, pathed areas. You're gonna find a solution that I think is like the definitive way to go. But as the levels go on, I can see some levels that there will be debate, on what the best fastest route is.
And we played now and we talked about it. There's a lot of people that they think this is the best way to do it, and then one day you'll talk to me, for some reason there's this one guy who found this one area, this one way of doing things that no one had ever thought of before.
Oh yeah, a lot of us who've been playing in the beta, I mean, we've put in tons of hours. I have over 70 hours in the game in its beta form, and I guarantee you that once the game launches, I doubt that we'll even be those top guys for sure. So we're going to continue. That's a whole different storyline per se. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but we're going to continue from here on out in just the one base storyline.
Okay.
These levels are approximately twice. The boss levels are approximately twice as hard. So if you could beat this stage, you could probably beat that one. So that's kind of an interesting thing to keep in mind.
So they kind of go up a ramp difficulty depending on the stage before it.
Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and use the cleaner. We didn't really use him very much, even though the pickpocket is definitely the way to go in this stage. But we're not running through it, so it's fine. We're going to show you the next item. One of my personal favorites and a great item for the cleaner. It's the smoke bomb. The smoke bomb is going to do just as you would think. A small AoE around you is going to fire off, which will confuse anybody who has seen you previously. It's also going to confuse, you can basically walk through. You'll get a bit of a transparency over guards, which is awesome. So you can see I can just knock that guy out, head on in. Knock him out. So you'll see these lasers. This introduces laser traps. Okay, so if I were to go in there when the light is red, I'm going to immediately trigger that trap. But you can also just push against them and kill them. Now keep in mind also that it's all wired up, so if you had the ability to turn off power or such, you could definitely do that as well. You could also, if I triggered this alarm, this siren here, this flashing thing right next to me, that's actually the alarm. So you could, instead of turning off the camera at that point, you could push against the alarm and turn the alarm off. So in some areas, there might be it might be great to disarm that camera, but you could just kill the alarm, trigger the alarm, and then kill it. And that might be the fastest way to do that. And there is a character who is very quick at taking those things out. We'll be seeing him pretty soon.
Okay.
So a great example of an opportunity for the mole. Here's a wall right here. It's a single wall. So it's going to be a grate. You're going to blow right through it fast, and then you could head in there. So instead of having to infiltrate this whole area and collect all this stuff, somebody could kind of divide and conquer. You can definitely see a potential there with the mole.
Yeah, there's a lot of advantages, and it's one of the things I have liked about this game when I've been playing and watch you play it is the fact that there's multiple ways to approach a situation. You're not always forced to approach a situation the same way, and depending on the way you play it, you could have a completely different way of getting into it.
Oh, yeah. So, sort of like the monkey, there is another interesting thing you can sort of guide through a stage that's going to help you out, and that is a virus. So if you see this computer icon here, you can actually hack into it, and it will start spreading a virus. So immediately you're going to see a small square moving around the map, and you're going to see dotted lines. Now those dotted lines are basically, think of it like the wiring of an area. Right. And this virus is going to move with you based off your proximity to other events. So you can see it'll head up here, and then if I move down, it's going to head back over here, and it'll only follow its track, and it's going to turn off anything in the area for a limited amount of time.
Right.
So we're going to go ahead. You can even trigger, this is the best part, you can have fired off multiple viruses. And you'll see an awesome stage later. I'll have 4, 5, 6 viruses cruising around the level with me, taking everything out. Very important if you want to get through the stage without any sort of alarming. The one sad part, and maybe it's just an adjustment, especially for these stealth-based games, is that there are stages that you're not going to be able to ghost through, completely ghost through. So maybe it might be best for a lot of players to kind of get that out of their heads, that they have to, Solid Snake run it. Right. Because it's probably not going to happen, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's not a bad thing, because as you're going to see in a lot of these later stages, when I show you some advanced tactics, that triggering guards, alarming them can actually be to your advantage. Because you can partially alarm them to where they'll leave their target area, and then you can swing back in and clean it all up. So it's definitely worthwhile, and you'll learn that alarming guards is definitely your friend. Another interesting pro tip is that a guard can instantly unlock a door. So if you had a door that was locked, and you were, say, a character that wasn't not the locksmith, and you wanted to get through these doors, you could trigger alarms. And if a guard is running through, he will not lock the door behind him.
Oh, I see. So you could trick the guard into unlocking the door.
And unlock all the doors. You can even push a guard through a door. So if a guard was next to you, you have collision. So you could actually force the guard through the door, and he would unlock the door for you as he pushes through. Definitely a very advanced tactic. Here's an interesting, another spot for the mole that I love to use is right here. So everybody else will be coming through this room. Everybody else heads up here, starts cleaning up this end. You just mole through here and take that trophy. Everybody's going to be freaking out because of all this ensuing chaos, which allows everybody else to slip in because everybody's going to be targeting the mole, clean up, and then just head right back out. You can even, if you're a nice mole, you could come and bust this wall right here, just head straight across, bust this door, and then everybody else who's collected all these coins could just have a straight path right back to the exit.
Wow.
So it's just exactly as you said, the timings and everything is going to be a clear advantage. So we got everybody upset. You can see I can smoke bomb, and I have transparency. See, right now I've got to fight through them. I can just push right through them, and they'll even stay back off me while I'm clearing something out. So having a nice set of charges, like a bunch of smoke bombs.
So is there any advantage to not being seen by the guard as far as a time and a score?
No. There's no immediate advantage, and I think that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Well, because you were just saying that this isn't a game that you think you can perfectly not be seen by all the guards all the time. Because at that point, I think that would add an extra wrinkle.
It would definitely would. So we've cleared out the whole level, and we have to get out. Now, most of the stages, this is the dynamic. You'll have to infiltrate an area, climb all the way through, get the objective, and then get back out. Now, again, if we had this wall broken, we could just head right to the vein.
Right.
So a lot of times, you might not see the immediate benefit of what a hole that the mole made, but you have to understand that it's going to save you time both ways. So you'll learn that, you'll see in a lot of speedruns a guy just break a wall and take off, and you're going, well, what was that good for? It's good for later. It's good for later.
What's up, Doug God? What's going on? Sean's MLG Pro Advice Cast. That's right.
Absolutely. Well, we're not far from this game actually launching, so you're going to be able to.
How are we doing?
This game will be launching in March. It actually just went into its pre-certifications for the 360, so we're not far.
Excellent.
And you're gonna be right away. You're gonna be ready to take this game on like a champ. So I'm gonna show you one of the advanced tactics we were talking about, the strategic death strategy in the bank level. Okay, the bank stage is definitely one of those first stages where you're gonna have that aha moment, where you really get utilizing certain characters for certain situations. So actually, you know what we're gonna do? The first time we're gonna play this stage twice. I'm gonna show you this stage just how you'd play it. Your first time through the stage, you play as a basic character, and then I'm going to show you the stage again, sort of in a faster, better route.
Right. Any chance Anarchy reigns? I don't have it here with me, but I'll certainly be glad to talk about my thoughts about it. Maybe here later on after we're done with our Monacoing, we can definitely have a little chat because I do have a lot to say about the game. And we can definitely chat about it.
Oh yeah, well we are going to be having a sort of extra advance, cast afterwards where we just sort of just talk, hang out. So this is a disguise. If you push against it, you're going to see a black bar that appears around me, and that is the amount of time that I can be in front of enemies where they would normally be alarmed to me, but they're not anymore. Okay. Now, if you move very slowly, you'll see that my bar ticks very slowly. But if I move fast, it's gone almost right away.
Wow.
So you definitely want to weigh that. So this is a civilian. You can pin them against the wall, which is awesome. But that's going to be a quote.
You can pin them.
You can pin them against the wall, which is totally awesome. So we got to break into this, but they're going to go, if they see you, they're going to go alert somebody else. They'll alert the closest guard to you.
Now, when you leave the level, are they still alerting that guard now?
They are. When you leave a stage, like a floor, it is frozen at that exact moment that you left.
Okay, so if they're about to alert a guard, they're frozen at that point. the second you come back, they will continue on any actions they were.
Yep.
So if you leave a level and you have guards that were at that door, will they still be at that door when you come back?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's literally exactly where it was at previously, which is also a benefit. In a lot of speedruns, you could have ensuing chaos that maybe made everybody leave an area, and you go up the stairs, so when you come back down, they're still going to be gone.
Right.
So you can really take advantage of that. So you can see I used some smoke bombs there to get through, hack into a safe, take all the money out of there, and the guards are none the wiser. So it's definitely, you can see the advantage of smoke bombs right away. I personally try to avoid bloodshed at all costs. It's just, I don't know, I'm more of a clean kind of guy in these sort of games.
Look at you. You're a humanitarian is what it is.
Well, I don't mind it. It's just that I don't mind killing them. It's just messy, and then I have to deal with the bodies, and you know.
And if they see a body, they will.
They're not a fan.
They're not a fan of the bodies.
Let's just say. Again, another great mole potential. Instead of having to go all the way around that, I could just bust it through,
right.
And then bust right through that, and then I'm into the storage facility. But we don't have the mole yet. We're playing through just the regular old way. So we could kill power here. This would be another interesting thing. If somebody could have gone in here, killed the power, which would have killed that laser up there, thus eliminating any sort of issue.
Right.
Get that money from the lady on the toilet. What a tactic I just used there, it's called like the pickpocket tactic. I'll explain that a little more in detail in another stage. Dang it, I just didn't get to that room fast enough. I could have walked through there because I could kill power.
Right.
So now we need to head downstairs. I never take this way. You'll see what I'm talking about when I play through the second time. Excuse me.
So what is your thought on the speedrun community of this game? Because that's a completely... I mean, there are people who are going to play this game just to play it and enjoy it, and then there's people that are going to play this game because they want to speedrun and get through it as quickly as possible.
Well, I think that's where the life of this game will continue. That and the fact that the game will also have a level creator. And I've had an opportunity to see the level creator in action, and maybe we can put up a video at some point on it.
Okay.
But it is... Oops, I forgot a whole area. I am dumb. I just took a walk in there. As if to tell me, hey buddy, you forgot this.
You forgot.
Again, with the speedrunning community though, you can't get frustrated because even when I run a stage, it may take me hours and hours to scour the stage to sort of learn it. Oh, I left that one coin there. Oh,
you did.
And it's staying. But the paths of the enemies is even somewhat randomized, just enough to where you can't guarantee that a situation is going to play down the way you expect it to.
Well, see, I like the fact that they have this level creator because I think that's going to, like you said, the game will go into perpetuity. You can continue to play it over and over and over again.
Oh no, I'm going to die. Oh, unbelievable. Okay, you get the idea.
Yes.
We're going to go in with the different route.
Route 2.
Yes, Route 2. So, right away, I'm going to pick the mole, and you'll see why. Pretty quick. We'll grab the smoke bombs. Even though I'm going to be busting through walls, I like to
some smoke bombs.
like to be as subtle about busting through walls as I can.
Is it possible to be subtle about breaking through walls?
I like to think so.
You like to think so?
So all of those walls around there are completely impenetrable to the mole, except for this wall back here. So you can actually bust through there. So now we are on the bottom floor in where the safe is.
Wow.
So we can bust, just why stop there, you know? And just head straight into here, cause a ruckus. I used that guy to actually unlock that door for me. I pushed him through that door to unlock it for me, giving me those extra seconds that I would need to get those top scores. And you'll see that it really comes down to that. It's getting lucky enough to get that guard right where you wanted it to, or manipulating, I guess I should say, right to where you want him to. So I could unlock that door, but the mole breaks a wall faster, and that wall right there was only 1 thick, making it a faster opportunity for me than just picking the lock. I used a lot more items than I wanted to there. Those guys were kind of jerks.
Kind of douchebags.
Bad timing on that laser. Now you may be saying to yourself, well, the mole must be great at every stage. You know, you've seen it pretty much rock face everywhere. That's not entirely true. And you'll see some situations where the mole is definitely not the speedrun king, so to speak. So we're moving this path. While there were no coins there, it's always best to take a look. See, I can take this wall instead of picking the lock to get that coin. Definitely always a good call. There's nothing in there. Why did I go in there? There's never anything in there.
Because you said coins are randomized, so they could be in there sometimes.
There are some areas where they won't ever appear.
Okay.
So this is a situation, while I didn't time it right, usually people will die a little better. I know that sounds kind of funny, but they'll weaken themselves to the point where they can die exactly when they wanted to. In this case, we didn't perform that. But you would die now, okay. So what that could do again is I could warp you to an area you wanted to go, or take you back so you could quickly leave. But in this case, this is an advantage because now all we really have left is to take down a couple safes. Well, the mole isn't very fast at picking those locks, but the locksmith is. So all that ruckus is still going on. I come in here, take that safe out. All I have left is a couple doors I have to get through. Now it's faster because you're the locksmith to get through this last chunk. So you can see how there is definitely an advantage.
I see.
Somebody running just the mole or just the locksmith wouldn't be able to take a lot of those shortcuts.
Breaks through the wall. Oh yeah! Is that the Kool-Aid man? The mole? Is that the Kool-Aid man?
The mole is the Kool-Aid man.
Oh wow!
He's purple Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid man.
So that's a very rough example of using that as an advanced strategy.
Okay, but still, they get the point.
Yeah, absolutely. Who do I want to use? I'm going to show you some interesting
Show us some
spots
more
with the
molding.
mole.
Show us some more molding.
You're going to see pretty quick. I pick the mole pretty often. Here's a bandage. You can use it to heal yourself, heal your friends, heal yourself and your friends. So we've been introduced to a new type of character in this stage, the blue, more cop garb. And this guy is actually has a firearm. So you're going to have to be careful. Yeah. Another advantage of breaking through a wall instead of unlocking a door, is that the guard is gonna they're gonna walk by that door and lock it again. This doesn't do us any good. So you can break that wall. They can't lock a wall back up. That would be silly.
It would be silly.
So you can go to this safe this way. Another interesting thing, instead of tripping that alarm, you actually just break through that wall and get the safe that way. I have caused all sorts of trouble.
You've been causing some ruckuses, sir.
We're just gonna...
I'm the juggernaut!
Subtly, I took a disguise, and I've snuck into the next room instead. So another strategy I think is going to be very important for speedruns is the idea of leaving some coins for your second path through. You don't have to feel the need to clear an entire stage out before you go to the next stage. That's usually not the best way to do it. Because since you're going to have to come all the way back down,
right?
Sometimes it's a better idea to just go ahead and leave some of that for your path back, your exit, you know?
So it's all about metering your paths out, seeing what's the most advantageous for your first run versus your second run.
Exactly. See, so I can, while these coins, I could go out and grab those extra 7 coins, I'm probably going to be leaving that direction.
Right.
So logic would dictate, we'll just go ahead and leave them for later.
Gotcha.
That's another interesting thing you just saw right there. When you enter an area, you have a couple frames of invisibility. Not invincibility, invisibility. So you can use that to your advantage as well. If there's guards right away, you can just sort of rush in there and get a little bit of an advantage right away. I really wish I had smoke bombs here. That would be great. Oh well, we're gonna come back to that safe because that dude won't know where I am now. I have this. Dude, something's going on, guys. You need to go take a look at that.
You really do.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy you need to be.
Definitely not the guy you're looking for. But the guy you're looking for is still
He's
here.
not the droid you're looking for.
Oh, whatever. So there was a cat there that could have aggroed. Here's some curtains. I can hide in here. Maybe nobody in here but this dude peeing. He's peeing on everything. Peeing on everything. So much pee.
Jan's gonna come back and just be so pissed.
He's gonna be pissed. It's strategic peeing mechanics.
Wow.
It's yes, it's brilliant. So we got
do you think that's gonna be a big strategy in this game down the road?
pee mechanics?
Big pee mechanics?
I think so.
I mean, I can really see someone using that to their advantage. Like, can you pee outside of the bathroom?
It's you're centralized on the toilet.
Oh.
Yeah, it is focused around the toilet.
In the toilet area. So you cannot just pee... Because I think that would break the game then. You can just pee anywhere.
No, yeah, it would be the strat you would go, the pee strat.
Oh, wow.
So there are multiple exits on this floor. You do have to, if you're playing multiplayer, you both have to leave through the same exit. You can't
leave through separate exits.
Yeah, because there are some exits that don't connect. There might be just one path through that area.
Right.
So that would kind of suck. I don't know where the other ones are. You get the idea. We're gonna bust. We're just gonna get it. We're getting out of here. In that case, going off and trying to... Did I not get the... I did not go to the third floor. How awesome
Shawn.
is that? I went back down the first floor.
No.
Oh man, I hope none of the beta guys are watching that.
Jeez.
That was
disappointed in you, man.
That was pretty embarrassing for sure. Where the heck is this? There.
But you know, you're talking, you're entertaining. You know?
I am trying to. I went down. I even had healing items. All right, we're gonna Locksmith.
And so that once a character is gone,
You do not have the option. See, that was what I was going to show you there. That was what I was.
that was
doing
perfect. This is exactly what you're doing.
This is exactly what I was
totally
doing.
understand. Makes perfect sense, Shawn. You
I'm
displayed that perfectly.
I'm helping to explain the game. You're welcome. I mean, you're welcome.
You're welcome. What else is there?
That guy is terrible at his job.
So now, as is always the case when you have a new game come out that people haven't played before, there's the classic. Well, what games is this like? Or what's a game? Or, you know, I've seen you playing it. I've seen how it works. What's a game that is similar to this, or what are kinds of games that are similar that people could kind of get an idea?
Right away, I would tell you to go play some board games. This is quite a bit like a lot of board games, and the creator himself has actually stated before that he sort of had board games in mind when this was created. So yeah, a lot of board games, or go play Pac-Man. Pac-Man would help you. It's definitely, you know, Pac-Man-esque. You definitely want to get very quick with your movements and and everything like that.
Do love me some Pac-Man Championship Edition.
Who doesn't?
I'm pretty good at that game, if I do say so myself.
You do say so yourself. So I hate to cut you off.
Whoa, okay.
But we unlocked a new character.
We did.
We just did. This second. And it is the Gentleman.
The Gentleman.
The Gentleman, and he sort of has the mastermind perspective in the storyline. But he is his unique ability is that when he is not seen for a certain amount of time, he will get a disguise. So he actually has a smaller, weaker disguise, but it's always available to him. So you can sort of hide out, and then it'll come back, and then you can move on. Definitely a great character for beginners or somebody who's new to a stage.
Right.
You can kind of move through it very slowly and learn everything. You can also maybe, like, if this dude wants to let me, we can play piano together.
That's pretty cool. Just little nuances like that.
Just, you know. It's a duet between an old man and yeah. Yep, that's this little fun thing. Little thing. Just a little thing.
Just a little thing.
This is what that is. So the fastest time ever for this stage.
Well, of course.
7 minutes.
You embossed it.
I embossed it.
You embossed it.
It's embossed. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you the Lookout. We haven't even played as the Lookout.
We haven't played as the Lookout. What's wrong with
I
you?
haven't even played as the Lookout.
What's wrong with you, man?
The Lookout is another character like the Gentleman that I think will get a lot of play from people who are new to a stage or new to the game. Look at that. So right away, I started the stage. I haven't been anywhere, but my fog of war is clearing as we speak. You can also see when I stop moving or when I'm sneaking that there's symbols on the screen. You can see that dog moving around.
Right.
So you'll know before you go into an area you'll have an advantage of knowing what you're going to get yourself into.
See, this is a character that last time I was playing, I see could be a huge advantage to the multiplayer. Just the fact that he can call out and say, hey, you know, this is here, look out here.
Uh-oh. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. We just had a crash. Game crashed. Game crashed. We're gonna fix that.
Not a biggie.
Right this second. Game crashed.
Game crash. It's Steve. There you go. That was easy.
And just like that, we're back.
Not a problem at all.
Okay. Oh. There we go.
You just put your up, down, left, right, A started, the
Secrets. We're gonna go back.
Only known to Shawn.
So this is the next item you get. This is the Tranquilizer. It's a single shot, quite a bit of a reload time, but if you hit them, it's completely silent and will knock them out for a decent amount of time. It also has a laser sight, which goes pretty much all the way, so you're going to get a good idea of hitting them. It's kind of hard in the heat of the moment to take somebody down, but it's very useful. So I can like take this guy, that dog. I just tranked a dog.
You just tranked a dog.
With like a human portion amount of tranquilizer.
PETA is going to come after you, man.
A dog.
That dog is down for a long time.
Probably not doing so hot. Yeah, the noise is not nice either.
That is not nice.
You get that feeling that, you know.
You really did Mother Nature wrong.
So I definitely don't want to go up here because there's that bird.
Right.
Come around this back end. Pick this safe. So to the person who's just blowing through, they're definitely going to get penalized quite a bit. There's always a penalization for blowing.
You know what? I've always been penalized when I've blown. How about you? What are your thoughts on penalization and blowing?
Just blowing. I'm pro blow.
You're pro blow with penalizations?
Yep.
I found the penal code is very rough against those who blow.
Those who blow.
Those who blow.
Sounds like a early '90s adventure game on PC.
Those who blow.
Those who blow.
Well, one time I tried to blow subpoenally.
Oh.
And they gave me a subpoena.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty crazy.
That is, it's appropriate though.
It is. It's very
It's
appropriate.
surprisingly appropriate. This guy is totally being a jerk.
Like putting down Old Yeller.
It's
Yes.
harsh in my mellow.
Dude, you're almost dead.
I am not. I'm not doing well. But guess what?
Guess what?
Health right here.
Oh, health. Look at that. It restores your health entirely. 100%.
Entirely. So we're going to set off this little virus here, even though we don't really need to. Most of the time when you see grids like this, they're following a pattern. There is a way to get through it.
Right.
This one is pretty obvious. It's just pulsing. But you can just use your virus and kind of clean through it too. So we're going to shut that off. Now the virus is not going to last by the time I come back through there. But the level designers actually did a really great job on this to sort of have a flow to the game. It's sort of like Meat Boy. You see an opening like that, it's there for a reason.
Right.
And that's because we have a power off. We can kill the power. So while the virus would not make it, now we can.
It's definitely well designed. It's not just haphazardly done just to put there for...
Definitely not. So when you see these levels and you're like, well, I can make that, it's a little harder than you'd think to make a very balanced level. And us beta testers have been doing a great job of breaking the game as much as we can.
And that's what I've heard, which is... I mean, I imagine that's got to be both humbling and scary at the same time.
Yeah, hey, this part is not fun. That's never a nice thing to say.
No.
But these core levels are so well tuned now that you're gonna have a good time. This is...
See, I mean, and talk about a little bit of your experience Did you trank yourself?
No, those were those were turrets. Those turrets right there.
Trank turrets.
Yeah. If I hit that alarm, those traps, not only did it set off the alarms, but it also tranked me. And you'll see that'll get worse. The penalization will get worse and worse as we go.
So, I mean, what's your experience being a beta tester in this game been like for you?
It's been awesome, very awesome. There's few, and I'll say this time and time again, that Pocket Watch is awesome to deal with. I mean, they're very personable, and you can tell that they make games because they love games. You know, they're making it mainly because of the love and not just because of the profit.
Right.
I'm sure profit's good, but yeah. So it's been a great experience. They've been really open to a lot of ideas, and they've kept the fans in control through the whole game. Like we've at least felt in control,
right,
for a lot. So this stage, there was no actual target we had to get to. We had to actually break into the gentleman's yacht and steal it. So there'll be some interesting changes to a level, and you'll see from the indication there of a sad burning yacht.
Oh,
things don't go very well. As you will see.
Well, that's why says, yeah, we need more companies like that. The fact that they're...
Yeah, Pocket Watch is fantastic to deal with. They really are. Hey, there's Andy! We've been...
Andy Schatz. Hello, sir.
Blessed. So in this stage, the yacht has been exploded. It's exploded.
It's exploded.
And,
you got a helicopter.
We do, yes. You'll see a signal there. This little symbol here is the helicopter up there, and the... behind me. The searchlight here is actually trying to target me, and when it changes, it definitely has you. And while you can't see it, the controller is actually rumbling. So you'll get an indication right away that there is you're targeted.
Right.
So we went ahead and grabbed everything out of there. So in this stage, we're going to be basically doing a totally destroyed version of the previous stage.
Is Chuck beating Crossbot's times now? All of them. Each and every one of his times have already been beaten.
All of them, simultaneously.
Simultaneously at once.
Well, what we're doing right now, guys, especially all the people who are joining here, thanks a lot. A lot of these guys you're going to see joining the chat. They're some of the guys that have been playing the game quite a bit. We're actually showing what a lot of the features, like a lot of the icons, a lot of the pieces of the levels mean, and sort of showing some pro tips along the way. We showed some interesting things with strategic deaths and pushing guards through doors and the likes.
Hey, Master Cell, I saw his name on the boards.
Yeah,
I saw that guy.
These guys are
I
all...
know that guy.
So,
I know him.
This is fire.
I know him.
Fire burns you. And the longer you stay in there, you'll take damage, so you definitely don't want to stay in there for
Do you
very
know
long.
Master Cell? Because I know him.
That's right, I'm not doing the pro tips. It's just what I've learned from the internets. So, nothing
From
great.
Wikipedia.
From Wikipedia,
Yes.
that's right. So I'm going to die in this fire. I'm going to go heal real quick. I don't normally take the pickpocket through this stage, but I'm trying to use just all the characters so everybody gets a good idea of how they all work. The pickpocket's great for situations like that. You can just kind of go in there. The monkey actually doesn't draw the same kind of aggro. So like if a monkey goes through a bunch of guys, they don't get as alarmed. They don't have really an issue with that.
Because it's a monkey.
It's
Where
a monkey.
You get alarmed at a
Well,
monkey?
it makes perfect sense. You're there in like a casino.
If you were a guard and saw a monkey, you'd be like, oh, look at that little monkey.
Sounds good to me. So yeah, the monkey is definitely useful for that. You can avoid a lot of potential issues you normally would have with the monkey issues.
Man, that cute little monkey.
So not only is he picking stuff up, but he can really help you dodge some awful situations. You'll see some levels later on where the pickpocket is definitely the weapon of choice for the stage. Some incredibly dense stages. Like the one that comes to mind is the nightclub. Yeah, it's very, very dense stage, and the monkey is the way to go.
So that helicopter has seen you. And
yes, he is chasing me down, and if his spotlight stays on me for long enough, then it's bad times. Bad times. So I think there's one over here. I'm going to show you a little something you might learn as you play. Oh, maybe there's not one over here. Oh, that's in the boss stage. There are also hidden walls that you can actually push against, sort of like in old homes that you kind of hear about. And they're not scripted on the map, but you can you'll learn them as you play. and they'll allow you to sort of sneak through areas maybe without the mole.
Oh,
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, that smoke bomb is very helpful here.
It is. It really is. And the good thing is because I've saved so much of it, I can really forego trying to be sneaky and just sort of brute force my way through the rest of the stage, and know that I can just smoke bomb sort of, you know, every so often. Uh-oh. We had no crash. It's okay. It's beta. Everybody, look down. Look down. You didn't see this.
There is nothing to see here. There is but love and joy.
It went down. It died. It's okay. We're back.
It's okay. It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's good. That kind of stuff. You know, I think that's the nice thing about...
I'll send you the dump when I'm done. The dumps. Yeah, we've actually, Andy, we actually started a bit ago, but we had a same crash. It was the same situation. So I'll get you that. But that's that stage. We'll move
onward and upward.
Onward and upward. Absolutely. We'll do this one with the cleaner. This is the start, I think, of the next tier of stages, in my opinion. It's this definitely where you're going to see a lot of variety. You can really tackle stages in kind of different ways, and some other interesting stuff. You're going to get the wrench here. This wrench is awesome. This is the Swiss Army knife of the game for sure. It will allow you, when pushing against an obstruction or an event, to instantly finish it. So while you're doing that, if the timer is going, you can immediately finish that event. You can also use it as a weapon. You can hit somebody with it. Of course, all of those cost one usage. So I'm going to show you how this is immediately useful. This hand right here, this is a door that's actually going to set off an alarm when I try and go through it. But if I instantly finish it before the alarm goes off, then I get through it without that issue. So I'll push against it, use my wrench, and I'm through.
And there's no problem.
Without any alarm. So you can really see the benefit of that. But, you know, there's that. This guy is going to beat on me. I don't normally play the cleaner for this stage. Oh, this is the introduction of the doctors. The doctors are bad times. I'm going to go down. I'm going to switch to who I don't play as. The doctors actually have tranks. And they, when they hit you with those, they're going to knock you out, obviously. And it is bad times.
What's going on, hoopla?
What's the hoopla?
What is the hoopla?
Hoopla?
Yeah, Matthew, first day I played Far Cry 3, a AAA game with him. Made with millions of dollars, crashed 27 times. Wow.
That is a lot. A lot of times. Pay no attention to me. So, this guy, if I were to touch him right away, I would probably most likely alarm him. This is the pickpocket strategy I was going to tell you about. If you just kind of quickly brush against him, you can get through an area without alarming him. I just used the wrench there. That was really dumb. That was a bad idea. We're going to push that lady through there. We're going to go ahead and get that on our way out. There's a safe in that middle area, so when we come back down... Oh no, you don't come back down in this stage. There's a helicopter at the top. Well, we better get it then. We'll just take the back wheel in.
Yeah, this does remind me of a board game. It really is a thinking man's game.
Yeah, it absolutely is. A lot of the mechanics are...
Our other two friends, we told them to stay home.
We didn't need their advanced strategies.
Their advanced strategies were just a little too much.
They were too good.
For the Monaco team. They said, we actually had Andy contact us. He was like, guys, look, we've got some people here. We do not want to scare people from not playing the game. And they said, especially our top beta people, it upset a lot of them because they played so well.
And then they were made fools of by guys that have never even played.
Exactly, and they just didn't appreciate it. So
the whole game was rewritten after that.
Actually, yeah, very much rewritten. So we told them to stay home, and they did. So I think it was for the best.
We pleaded with them to stay home. We said, please, stay home. Stay as far away as you can.
Exactly.
So this is an interesting stage. This map here is densely populated with all sorts of small rooms, and you don't really know what you're getting into until you walk into them. And some of them will have items, some of them will have nothing, and some you'll just waltz right into, and you'll be immediately greeted with a guard. So you definitely want to be careful here. There's a lot of different routes where you can hide. This is the reason why I say this is a stage that I think is a really defining moment in the story, or at least the progression of the levels. Is this is the stage where you're going to find yourself more often than not waiting. You're going to be stopping in areas and holding your ground before you move forward. So it's kind of a different sort of stage. We're gonna go down. We killed that man. We didn't even have to, but we did.
We did, just for the hay of it.
Just for the hey-hoo of it.
The doctor seems annoying.
Oh, the doctor is definitely my least favorite, but that's a good thing. He just stops you from being able to push through. Like, yeah, you can take a couple hits, but if you have a bunch of doctors on you and you're constantly getting stopped everywhere you go, that is it's definitely a harsher punishment than just the pistol guards. You're going to definitely see some brute force that you don't want to just waltz through.
Well, that seems to go back. That kind of goes back to the idea of weighing your options. There's going to be parts where either you're going to get hit or you're going to cause damage in some way, and it's up to you to decide what you think is best. Do I want to face against the doctors? Do I want to face against guys with the pistols? And depending on your character, your build, and what weapons you have, you can approach that in a different situation.
Yep, absolutely. I don't really need this. I don't know why I did that. Oh, I guess there's the safe. I forgot.
You get a key for the final game and get the IGF award-winning build, 2 songs, and sheet music named Monte Carlo for the game when it releases, and a poster.
Yeah, it's a great setup. You're going to get a lot of value out of Monaco for sure. And Monte Carlo is awesome too. You're going to get to see where it kind of all started, you know?
Well, then they ask, what's the story of this game? Are you a spy? Well, that's what Shawn has said you'll have to play through and see. Is there any part of it that you can, as the beginning, like Mario was a plumber kind of thing?
Sure, yeah. Well, you're a group of guys going after a heist. You're getting the team back together. You're
is it like Ocean's 11?
Furthering the plot. I would say that you could definitely compare it to something like that for sure. And as the story goes on, you're basically working for the gentleman.
But not Ocean's 13. Like, they didn't continue the movie series and went too far. We're still on Ocean's 11. We're like, hey, we like this, an all-star cast, it's great. Okay, it's at that point.
It's that point, yeah. Good, it's definitely, yeah, this is not like the made-for-TV sequel.
Oh, man, yeah, that's bad.
They couldn't get anybody, but they have all those guys that, vaguely look like people from the...
Yeah, they do. Well, they still had Brad Pitt and
pay no attention.
Whatever his name is.
The other guy.
The other guy. The older guy. See how much I care about the movies? I can't remember their names.
Oh. That's fine. We will be pickpockets, I guess.
The beta's closed, so let's let people, however, come hang out in IRC. And sometimes people get beta keys there for hanging out, having fun, participating.
Just being good guys.
And yes, we definitely encourage you guys, please check out the website. If you guys have any questions.
Link
incoming. Check out the website. Just the people that are there and how open they are. Just if you have a question about the game, you've never played it, you're brand new. It's one of these things, and I've seen Shawn in the chat room, for a place where people are
We're just gonna let that guy get us out of there.
So dedicated to the game and put so much time into it. I would say Elitist is as far from this game as you can get, which is, as a guy who's played some competitive games in his lifetime, that's a very odd dichotomy to have a group of people who are so dedicated to playing the game for so many hours and playing it to such perfection, but yet they're so open. Helpful. Hey man, anything you need, and whether you played it once or a million times, whether you're on the scoreboard or not, they're very open helping, and that's what I think is one of the greatest assets about Monaco. Is that these people
that was dumb.
Really do share Pocket Watch Games mentality of sharing the love of these games and putting them out there for people to enjoy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. There's the official site for you guys, monacoismine.com. and fan site MonacoHideout.com.
Yeah, that is a fan created. We're putting together all the information on the game. A lot of these tips that you're seeing right now, you're going to be able to find out about on that site.
Yeah.
Feel like taking a nap real quick. Oh, we're going to move through that. So we just unlocked the Hacker. The Hacker is definitely an awesome class. He can activate the computers a lot faster. He'll also have access to these outlets you might have seen. And they will allow you to send viruses through the outlets, basically. You can definitely have access to a ton of viruses as you go. We'll just kind of set off a couple of them so you can kind of see. The next stage, you're going to see a definite advantage from having the Hacker. For sure. Oh, you know what? We're going to go ahead and leave that safe behind. For the sake of the game. That's an interesting thing right there. That was a phone. The phones will randomly go off, and somebody will drop what they're doing, the nearest person, and go answer the phone. And that can really add some crazy stuff. So you can see right here that this is the best option. They really force you into using the Hacker right away. So you want to get into this helicopter to get away, but there's a laser pointing directly at it. So you can go ahead and hit these plugins and shut down that camera.
And yes, by the way, I'm Brian, and this is Shawn. We are playing some Monaco. By the way, if you've just joined us, we're both from Substance TV, and we have been given the pleasure, the distinct honor of playing this here on stream for all of you. Brian's the best name. All right, sweet. You don't have the best name.
Look at that, guys. That's the best time that's ever been done on the hospital.
Look at that. Best time ever.
Best time on the hospital.
Geez, see? You guys are not only getting educated, but you're getting some barn-burning speed runs.
11 minutes on the hospital. I don't think I've ever done that one.
Liars. 9th all time.
Okay. So we're going to break into here. This is definitely a stage that is the Hacker's best friend for sure. You're also going to get the next item. This is the EMP. And what you can do with the EMP is it's going to send a shockwave out. It's going to take down the electrical areas in the vicinity for a certain amount of time. You're also going to see the new type of basically trap you have to deal with. And it is sort of a camera that'll follow you, and after a certain amount of time, once it gets narrow enough, it's going to trigger an alarm. So you want to be careful there, but you can sort of move through them for a little bit of time. But you'll see in this area up here that there's quite a few of them. So you definitely don't want to stop. Hesitating in this area is not going to do you any good. For sure. That guy thinks he's going to see me.
Yes, this will have co-op. This has co-op for up to 4 players.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
Co-op online and couch co-op, which I have to mention, I'm so glad to hear that they did both, because there are so many games that are co-op that either have couch only or only have online, which is a pity, because one of the games that I will mention that we were talking about, as mentioned, was Anarchy Reigns, which is a game that only has online co-op. There is no couch co-op, which is disappointing when you have a friend over that you don't have that ability. So,
and for a beat-em-up game, that's a travesty.
Exactly. See, and that's where, to me, I'm so glad that they did that.
It's interesting, too, because it seems like they always miss the type of co-op that would have been best for the game. Like, they have the online, but really the game would have just been so much better with the other kind.
Yes, and Dark Underdog is right. Local and online, but not a mix. You can't mix the two together.
Yeah.
But I think that's understandable, because I think you could possibly have some cheating if you mix the two of them together, or I think they either want it to be all online or all co-op, depending on what you do for your time run, so there's no question of...
Yeah, it does separate your multiplayer speedruns also from single player.
Okay.
So, you'll see that as well. So this is definitely a really good opportunity to show off that pickpocketing strategy, where you just sort of barely kiss them. Just a little something.
Yes. I like that song.
Otherwise, you would cause quite... That's it. Yes. I can't believe I
was on a Prince kick this week. Actually, listening to some music.
You don't say. So you can see right there, I came in here. I shut everything down as we went, so that was definitely useful. We're just gonna kind of hang out up here real quick. Let those guys figure their stuff out. So there's a bottom half that I could go clean out, but again, as I said, a lot of times it's best to save some stuff on your way back out, and this is definitely one of those stages. However, I do want that coin that this man has here. Oh, I didn't kiss him very well.
You didn't kiss him very well. He did not like how you kissed him.
He was not into my type of
not a
kissing.
fan of your kiss. And that song also has just a very good phrase. At your age, not your shoe size, maybe we can do the talk. And I'm just like, yeah. Right on, Prince. You said it, bro.
You are on board for what
I'm
he's trying to say.
I'm really.
Didn't do this the typical way I normally do. That's gonna come back to bite me. Oh well. I'll get the rest of those coins on my way out. Pay no attention to me.
Pay no attention to the hacker, man.
Gonna snag that. Snag our disguise. We're gonna kill the power because the next area is quite a bit of traps in it. That guy's gonna come through here. Oh dang it! I didn't get it quite enough. If you can get right behind him while he's unlocked that door, you can get through that same benefit.
Ah, I see.
So we're going to sneak around this back end.
And how much longer after they open a door are you available to open that door?
Well, it's if they walk through the door, they're going to lock it behind them. But if they run through the door, they don't have time to unlock it.
Right.
So that's that bonus there. So we don't really care. We can go ahead and pull the alarms off because we grabbed smoke bombs when we came in here, and that was sort of the plan. So that guy unlocked that door for me. I'm going to come in here. I don't really care about that guy. I don't really care about this stuff. And we're just going to... We have a bunch of smoke bombs cooked, so they're not going to see us either. Now that trigger, that alarm, or the laser is definitely going to see me still. So you can't just sneak through all of that. There was a time when...
Oh, those times.
Those times are over.
So, tell us an example of one of your favorite things that was in the beta at one time that no longer is.
Oh, okay.
Tell us a tale, Grandpa, about how it used to be in Monaco.
Well, when I was a whippersnapper, the pickpocket could actually take the special items, like the unique items you're looking for in a stage. That was huge.
To actually take the items,
like the trophy, like the trophies that you like the core item you're trying to pick up in a stage. They definitely can't pick those up anymore, and they used to be able to.
Well, like why can't they pick them up now?
Because it's heavy. Well, you would find areas where you would totally forego what you were supposed to be doing in the stage. And I'll show you one, and I'll give you an example of it. Okay, we definitely don't want to go down, so we're just gonna kind of cook a couple of these smoke bombs down the door. That wasn't a terrible time. I'll take that.
I'll take that.
That was a semi-decent run, all right?
Yeah, Mole 0.15 dig. 1.5 dig was 0 aggro.
Yeah, he had a 1.5 second dig, which was a really fast dig time, and he used to be able to, when he bust through a wall, nobody gave a crap. Now, like everybody in the room that you've busted into will turn and look that direction. So you want to keep that in mind as well. But the people in the room previously, they really could care less. Like it's really
Hector got weak. The money couldn't write.
So, what do I use on this stage? We'll just use the hacker. Why not? It's the hacker. I like him.
Oh, the monkey couldn't write. Okay, I was gonna say. Money for nothing and your chicks.
So this is the next guy you're going to run into. This guy is equipped with a machine gun. Definitely not something you're going to want to mess with right away. So, while those other guards, the police that had the pistols, might be something where you don't really care if they're on you. Yeah, you're going to feel this one for sure. We're going to take the shotgun.
To Mom and Dad, I want a Mac.
That's what he said?
That's all I just remembered. That hurt.
It does hurt. Bullets hurt you.
They do?
They do. They do.
When did that happen? You gotta beat my score there, Chuck, says Master Stealth. I think I'm hearing people interested in you beating some scores.
These guys have. We got the peanut gallery.
They are. They're ready.
They want to see
want
the
blood.
Yes. Well, this level is one I'm fairly confident in. We'll grab these coins first. So I told you before that alarming somebody can actually be to your benefit.
Right.
I'm going to show you an example of that right now. Oh, not right now, because that guy's not supposed to be there, but he is, so... Right now. So, I want to get into that next room, and there's a guy guarding... Let me see if I can get a view of him. He's right there, and I want to get that money. So what I can do is I can go ahead and trigger this power down, which is going to cause an alarm. He's going to be like, whoa, I want to take a look at what's going on in there. So he's going to walk in there to see, and I can come out here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to kill all of you. So we're going to take the up path. Even though we're going to... Oh, actually we're going to the down path. Down path, I meant. Down is the new up. We're going to clean out the top half when we come back. Usually I grab the Tranquilizer for this stage, but I'm talking and playing and, you know.
It takes it's a little more difficult.
Oh,
I just got blown away.
Yeah, that was sloppy. That was pretty sloppy. That's okay. We'll just do this. I guess we're going to get this anyway. Sorry.
You're not sorry.
I'm a little sorry.
Those dead skeletons show no sorrow.
I'm a little sorry.
Oh no! See, you say you're sorry.
Oh God! These people, if they would have just minded their own business, they wouldn't have to die. Look, it's their fault that they died. It has nothing to do with
their fault they died.
Nothing to do with me.
Down is the new up when you go past the equator. Oh, see?
There you go.
And we are in France.
This is going to not be an easy situation with my current setup. I didn't think this through when I picked the pickpocket. When I picked the pick.
Pick the pick?
We need a computer. This is not going to go down without a computer. Excuse me. Yep. Sorry, dude.
Jeez.
Them's the brakes.
Another one. How many people will have to die because of your malfeasance? How many?
Look, okay? Again. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna just take bullets right now. This is so sloppy. There's a good speedrun of this on our website.
There is, yes, actually.
Like that. Thank you. I'm not gonna get it in time. That's gonna come back up. Okay, good. It went the other direction. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, well, you know what? I don't care about it. We're moving on. It's important to think forward. And this run has been sufficiently botched at this point.
Yes, I think it has been.
Go upstairs! Yay! Okay. Alright, I have like no health. We're gonna grab that. We're just gonna...
Oh boy.
We're just going for it, okay? You know what? We're just gonna beat the stage. That's pretty good, right? Oh! Did we get all that? We got all the items though. This is so bad.
What are you doing, man?
Okay, so we got all the items, so we're just gonna leave. No, you know what? We'll collect the rest of this. We'll collect the rest. In the spirit of doing it.
Of Monaco-ing it up.
But we are gonna grab the smoke bombs. This whole area, yeah, did not go down the way I wanted it to. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. So we're just gonna break in this back end. Hopefully this is done by the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is how that can happen. That's good enough. Good enough. We're moving on.
Moving on up to the north side.
It's not the east side.
To the deluxe apartments.
The north side.
In the sky. That's what I said. I said north side.
That's the east side.
No, I said north side. You're not listening? You're not listening.
So when you leave a level, you can take any exit that would, like any vehicle. So like in the bank level, we could have actually gone to the trains, or we could have actually gone all the way back down and gotten on the boat and taken back out from where we started. So you have a bunch of different ways you can actually handle each stage as well. Wow, all-time 8th. I'm going to have to go through here.
Are they trying to sound like Sylvester Stallone? No. They're trying to sound French.
Yeah, just for shopping.
Just for shopping.
Bon. So this is a great stage for the pickpocket. Definitely one of the pickpocket's strongest levels. And again, we will choose the less violent way.